Golden child sister cheated with scapegoat sister's boyfriend and family. Did this to poor scapegoat. My sister's laughter used to be my favorite sound, until it became the knife that carved my heart in two. At 16, I caught Clara, my golden child sister, kissing my boyfriend, Ethan, in our backyard. Their silhouettes tangled under the willow tree like a scene from a movie I never wanted to star in. By 17, I learned that betrayal wasn't just a moment, it was a family tradition. I'm Lily, the scapegoat of the Dawson family, the one who could never do right, no matter how hard I tried. Clara, 2 years older, was the sun around which our family orbited: perfect grades, perfect smile, perfect everything. I was the shadow, always too loud, too clumsy, too much. Our parents, Margaret and Paul, never hid their preference. Clara's trophies lined the mantel. My drawings were shoved in a drawer. When I told Mom about Clara and Ethan, her response was a cold, "You must have misunderstood. Lily, Clara wouldn't do that." But I saw it. I saw them. And worse, I saw what my family did next. Ethan and I had been together for a year, a quiet kind of love built on late-night talks and shared playlists. He was the first person who saw me, really saw me, not as Clara's lesser half, but as Lily Dreamer, artist, human. We'd sit by the creek behind our house, planning a future where I'd escape the Dawson family's judgment. I trusted him. I trusted Clara, too, despite the way she'd smirk when Mom praised her or roll her eyes when I spoke. But that night, under the willow, trust shattered. I'd gone looking for Ethan after he texted he was running late for our movie night. I found him. All right, his hands in Clara's hair, her lips on his. Their laughter a cruel soundtrack to my breaking heart. I froze, my sneakers sinking into the mud, my voice gone. When I finally screamed, they pulled apart, but Clara didn't flinch. She just smiled, that perfect smile, and said, "Oh, Lily, don't be so dramatic," Ethan stammered, his face pale. But Clara's confidence was a wall I couldn't break. I ran inside, tears blurring the world, and told Mom everything. She didn't hug me. She didn't yell at Clara. She sighed, like I was the problem, and said, "You're too sensitive. Lily, boys are fickle. Let it go." Dad, overhearing, added, "Clara's got enough on her plate with college apps. Don't stir up trouble." Trouble. That's what I was to them, trouble. Clara waltzed in minutes later, her hair still perfect, and said, "Ethan's not even that great. Lily, you're better off." No apology, no remorse, just a shrug, like stealing my boyfriend was as casual as borrowing a sweater. I waited for Ethan to explain, to beg forgiveness, but his texts were vague. "I messed up. Can we talk?" I didn't reply. I couldn't. The betrayal wasn't just Clara's, it was Mom and Dad's, too. They didn't care. They never did. Days turned into weeks, and the house became a battlefield. Clara flaunted her new thing with Ethan, parading him through our living room while Mom beamed and Dad clapped him on the back like he was family. I was invisible, my pain a footnote. At school, whispers followed me. Clara's friends spreading rumors that I'd overreacted, that I'd pushed Ethan away. I stopped eating lunch in the cafeteria, hiding in the art room instead, sketching my anger into jagged lines and dark shadows. My best friend, Mia, was my only anchor. "They're wrong. Lily," she'd say, her voice fierce. "You don't deserve this." But deserving didn't matter in a family that had already chosen its star. Then came the night of Clara's 18th birthday party. Mom and Dad threw a lavish bass string lights, a catered buffet, a DJ spinning Clara's favorite songs. I wasn't invited. Not really. Mom said I could help set up, which meant folding napkins while Clara's friends giggled about how weird I was. Ethan was there, of course, his arm around Clara like I'd never existed. I stayed upstairs, sketching in my room, until I heard Clara's voice through the floorboards, laughing about how pathetic I was for still crying over Ethan. Something in me snapped. I wasn't pathetic. I was furious. I grabbed my sketchbook, the one filled with drawings of my dreams, a life beyond this house, this family, and marched downstairs. The party hushed as I stood in the doorway, my hands trembling but my voice steady. Clara, you stole my boyfriend. Mom, Dad, you let her. You act like I'm nothing, but I'm done being your scapegoat. The room was silent, faces frozen. Clara laughed, nervous this time, and said, God, Lily, you're so extra. But Ethan's eyes dropped, and for the first time, I saw guilt there. Mom stepped forward, her voice sharp. Lily, you're embarrassing us. Go to your room. I didn't move. No, I'm not the one who should be ashamed. I held up my sketchbook, pages of my heart spilled in ink. This is who I am, not your failure, not Clara's shadow. Me. I tore out a drawing, a portrait of me and Ethan by the creek, now slashed with red lines, and tossed it into the bonfire outside. It burned, and with it, something in me shifted. I wasn't just the scapegoat anymore. I was Lily, and I was enough. The aftermath was chaos. Clara called me unhinged on social media, and her friends piled on. Mom and Dad grounded me for ruining the party, but their words felt hollow. Ethan tried to apologize, cornering me at school with a weak, I didn't mean to hurt you. I looked at him, the boy I'd loved, and saw someone too weak to stand up to Clara's charm. You didn't just hurt me, I said. You broke me, but I'm putting myself back together. I walked away, head high. Even as my chest ached, Mia was there, as always, helping me rebuild. She convinced me to submit my art to a local gallery contest, something I'd never dared before. I painted my truth, a canvas of a girl rising from ashes, her family fading into the background. When I won first place, the local paper ran a feature on me. Not Clara. For once, I was the one who shone. Months later, Clara left for college, Ethan in tow like a loyal puppy. I thought I'd feel vindicated, but I just felt empty. Mom and Dad never apologized, though Dad once muttered, maybe we were too hard on you. It wasn't enough, but it was a crack in their armor. I started therapy, thanks to Mia's mom, who saw what my parents couldn't. In those sessions, I learned words like narcissism and family dynamics, words that gave shape to the pain I'd carried. I learned that Clara's betrayal wasn't about me, it was about her need to win, to be the center of everything. I learned that my parents' favoritism wasn't my fault, even if it felt like it was. By my senior year, I was different, stronger. I got a scholarship to an art school in Chicago, far from the Dawson family's orbit. The night before I left, I sat by the creek, sketching one last time. The willow tree was still there, but it didn't hurt to look at it anymore. I drew myself, not as a shadow but as a flame, bright and unapologetic. Clara called me once, her voice softer than I'd ever heard. I'm sorry, Lily. I didn't mean to. I cut her off. You did, but I'm okay now. And I was. I packed my bags, hugged Mia, and drove away from a house that never felt like home. My family's choices didn't define me. I did. What do you think, was Lily right to confront her family? Or should she have stayed silent? Was Clara's betrayal a one-time mistake or a deeper flaw? Share your thoughts on who was right, who was wrong, and what you'd do in Lily's shoes. End.